Peace, y'all. Yeah, I know I'm late. I'm late as fuck. I'm very, very late. It was kind of like a crazy morning a little bit. I was trying to get the clips together for the things that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Destiny because he is somebody I enjoy watching as far as political debates is concerned and stuff like that. And I guess I just wanted to talk about how black people the conscious spaces of black people have become so expanded to it's just not black people congregating anymore. And even when we want that, hold on y'all. Yeah, y'all, I wanted to basically talk about Destiny because I wanted to talk about how even in our own conscious circles that we have, I mean, there's this debate that black people have, like, do we need white people there and stuff like that. And here's the thing, right? Especially when you get into like conservative black spaces, those black people, they're not gonna listen to what a lot of you have a group of conservative black people. They're not going to listen to anybody. Well, not even just conservative black people, really black people in general have this problem. Whereas they have to have a white face to say the same thing that people been saying about a particular subject or whatever. Like when it comes to black people waking up, sometimes they need a white face to it, right? And I don't know if y'all seen the Just Pearly Things situation. This is Just Pearly Things. Okay. And this is Destiny. Destiny is the white man with the blue hair, right? The one in the middle is Sneeko. The one next to Sneeko without the blue hair, with the black hair, the other one with the black hair, his name is Aiden Ross. The ones with the black hair, they're hardcore Andrew Tate fans, right? And see, this, the white girl, that's Just Pearly Things. The white boy is Nick Fuentes. See, Just Pearly Things, she's part of the Manosphere. She has millions of subscribers now. She started putting African people on her show and talking and start spewing the talking points of, I mean, not just the white manosphere, but mostly just the black manosphere. She started going on certain black manosphere show. I don't know if she started really going on these shows. All I know is that she was definitely spewing their talking points. Is you people seeing the black people on her show, it was easier for her to get into a white audience. And I don't know who was talking to this white girl in the background, but they told her it was okay. Now, she is conservative. She did an interview with Nick Fuentes, who actually is a white man who just got kicked off of a conservative panel, right? That he was supposed to have not a conservative panel, a conservative conference that he was supposed to have, I guess, on the news or whatever, on TV. And he's very anti-Semitic. He makes inflammatory statements about the Holocaust and Jews. And he tried to do so on Just Pearly Things podcast. And it got so bad, she did a switcheroo and she said, no, you're not going to say on my show that the Holocaust was fabricated. But she made sure to do a switcheroo of, my fault, y'all. She made sure to do a switcheroo of, oh, motherfucker, we can talk about these black folks. Even though I got black folks on my show, she knew the coonery, right? And so y'all probably like, what does this have to do with Destiny, to do with the blue hair? So because I did research on, move, get out, I'm not playing. Because I did research on Destiny, I know now that, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I don't like that. When I close the door, don't keep opening the door. I'm trying to, so y'all don't hear that background noise, because my son being loud. Because, you know, he hear mommy talking, he want to talk to you. You know, he's starting to talk more. It's a good thing. But yeah, I can't hear myself think. Like, I can't, ADHD people, if we talking and somebody else talking and making noise or whatever, if it's not noise that we can control, we not going to be able to focus on what the fuck we talking about. But yeah, like I was saying, y'all probably like, what this have to do with Destiny? Well, it have everything to do with Destiny, because Destiny and Just Pearly Things, okay, that's the white bitch, they did multiple panels together, right? And so Just Pearly Things, she claimed that she don't know Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes has also been on Destiny's platform. He also has like what, almost like 200,000 subscribers. So he has pretty much clout, a lot of clout. So, but this conference that Nick Fuentes was on, you got people just rejecting him left and right because of his anti-Jewish statements. And they not fucking around with him. They not playing with him. Even Just Pearly Things had to nip that shit in the bud. And her career is going to be okay. But I'm just trying to figure out why have nobody in the black sector have came up with the fact that, bitch, there's no possible way all these goddamn coons was able to absolve you of any responsibility about what you said about slavery. Because she said slavery wasn't that bad, because this motherfucker Nick Fuentes was going to try to go on her podcast and say that the Holocaust was fabricated. She was like, no. She was only able to do that because she knows about the coonery. And I feel like you're not going to be able to tell me that she didn't know Nick. She actually expressed in that interview that she was attracted to Nick. Hold on, let me read this article about Nick Fuentes. Because it's really sad because white people been doing this. They don't give a fuck what their political background is. They're going to share platforms and they're going to get that moolah because they want to share followers and subscribers. And you got people watching conservative debates, the stuff in the black manosphere, because all these spaces get interwoven. It came down to the point where at some point Destiny had ended up straight up debating black men from the manosphere. That's the blue haired fella, guys. Like, he one of my favorite debaters because he is a conduit to really all this mess. I said, bruh, Destiny been ate Just Pearly Things the fuck up on her racism. When they had did the first podcast they did together and they sat down and talked, and Just Pearly was talking about how she got, how her Africans, how she owned her Africans on her show and shit like that. I'm gonna get to his other streamers that he be sharing the platform with too in a second. But when she kept saying her Africans, bruh, Destiny nipped that shit in the bud and was like, "You're dead wrong. You need to watch what do you do? Why are you sounding like a straight up white person colonizer?" And this is a white boy. Oh, white boy, Ben chin checked this white bitch on her fucking racism. Yo, that's why I'm late even talking about the story, because I've been sitting here for months observing this man platform, and I'm like, bruh, how dare you black motherfuckers tell her she doesn't have to apologize what the fuck is going on, when we see that all these white people share this platform, and Nick Fuentes has been on this man platform multiple times. So you didn't know that he was a racist white man, just pearly things. I'm not falling for that. In another interview, before she put Nick Fuentes on her goddamn platform, she was up there talking about, oh yeah, I think he's cute and I think we have a lot of the same values. Oh, you have a lot of the same anti-Semitic rhetoric. Y'all have the same type of anti-African rhetoric. Yo, certain things about black people, yeah, I want to have a kiki. Yeah, I want to talk about it. But I want to talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. Right? Because the whole story was just sickening. So many black men from the manosphere. We talking about really hundreds of thousands of men just straight dick eating this white girl, when the proof is in the pudding. All you gotta do is you would just do a simple YouTube search and find out that the true history of these goddamn channels is that this bitch lied. Now, granted, she probably really did just meet him, but bitch, you definitely knew exactly who the fuck he was. You know damn well if you share a platform with Destiny, Destiny had debated Nick Fuentes over and over and over again. You had debated Destiny over and over and over again, but you just didn't know who he was, but you thought he was cute and shit. See, when one of her workers came out, and see, I'm gonna review this right now, because he been listen. And see, black people don't make no fucking sense, because I've been telling black people, regardless of what the fuck we need to start sharing each other platforms, because what the fuck we do is, it's like, oh, we'll let this person on our platform just so we can try to make a fool of that person and then kick them off or whatever. But we don't really have no respectable debates like how these white people is. They don't. Destiny is a straight up liberal white man, and his goal is to try to blue pill all the red pillars, all the conservatives, and just, you feel what I'm saying, have them have some nuance in their talking points. Now the one in the middle, now the one in the middle and the one on the side with the black hair, there's hardcore Andrew Tate fans. Now I don't know if they ever got a chance to meet Andrew Tate. I believe Aiden Ross, that's the one on the side from the dude in the middle. I believe he met Andrew Tate one time. I'm not really sure. But these is people who is able to have debates and it's no issue. And they're making money, bro. They on Twitch. They on YouTube. They got hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So they, of course, they see each other. But I'm like, why? Why do they get to come into our space like that? Especially this pearly thing. I feel like it's just so weird, because I have so many conversations with people about like reparations and stuff like that. And it's just like, Destiny would more so be in agreement with reparations. But y'all don't fuck with Destiny. Black people is conservative so bad. They're so conservative so bad that they will lick the clit so hard of just pearly things. And I just feel like it's not fair at all. It's just not fair. But moving on to this article. Let me read this article, y'all. Because I had started this I meant to make it my home screen, but Oh God, really? Oh, okay, here you go. So it says white nationalist Nick Fuentes is removed from CPAC chair of ultra conservative conference. Says his hateful racist rhetoric and actions are not consistent with the mission of CPAC. Said of Fuentes removal. Nick Fuentes, the anti-Semitic white nationalist provocateur who dined with former President Donald Trump last year, was removed from the premises of the conservative Political Action Conference in Maryland. The chair of the group that stages the event said Friday, "We removed Nick Fuentes from his attempt to attend our conference. His hateful, racist rhetoric and actions are not consistent with the mission of CPAC," Mesclap said in a statement posted on Instagram. "We are pleased that our conference welcomes a wide array of conservative perspective from people of different backgrounds, but we are concerned about the rise in anti-Semitic rhetoric or Jew hatred in our country and around the globe, whether it be in the quarters of power or academia or through the online ratings of bigots like Fuentes." So I wanted to talk about why Destiny, right? Destiny's whole point to try to make conservatives liberal. I wanted to talk about that. Let me go to my playlist so I can play this for y'all. Get into the meat and potatoes of what I'm talking to y'all about. Here you go. This interview he did was so good. YouTube, don't kill me with the goddamn ads. This interview he did was so good. I wanted to read this so bad.
I've never talked to any country leader, so no, not a country leader, but say a controversial figure or somebody that represents a certain idea. Don't just talk in the space of ideas or challenge the ideas, but understand who is this person. How did you come to those ideas? Oh yeah, there have been a couple of very controversial right-leaning figures. So the two, obviously, the my streamers maybe are Lauren Southern and Nick Fuentes, and those types of conversations initially aren't very political at all. Yeah, it's more like obviously we believe in very, very, very different things, but like beliefs don't happen accidentally. So how did you get to where you are? Those are way more personal conversations. That's true. Yeah. Is there things you regret about those conversations where you failed? Is there things you're proud of where you succeeded? For things that I'm proud of, I feel like I'm really good at attempting to understand people without judgment. That I think a lot of people feel like they can have conversations with me where they can share a lot, and I'm not going to jump down their throat for them having a politically incorrect observation or for them being.
That's me. Like, if I was in a white man's body, I feel like I would talk like him. So his political views and shit like that, because I feel that way about black people when I have political conversations with them. You feel what I'm saying? Why do I need to jump down your throat? Why do I need to say you don't understand something or whatever? You feel what I'm saying? It's really no right or wrong answer. You might give me a different perspective, so I keep an open mind when I'm discussing shit with people. You understand what I'm saying?
Judgmental of somebody else or having like a feeling that's maybe not something they should have, something they're embarrassed about. So I think I do a really good job at that. And then by extension of that, I've gotten the ability to hear perspectives from so many different people that I think I can understand a lot of different perspectives. For failures of mine, I mean, it's always going to be on stream. It'll be like I didn't push back hard enough, or I didn't know like a certain fact for a conversation.
Oh yeah.
These are usually they're going to be on these like very technical grounds. Generally, I'm pretty happy with like the direction my conversations have gone recently, especially over like the past 6 months. So your goal is to de-radicalize the audience of those folks. And so that used to be my goal. My goal was de-radicalization. Now I'm kind of hoping that that's just the byproduct. So the goal, I think, is to talk to somebody and to show they believe this because of these reasons. And if you want to change people's beliefs, we have to talk about the underlying reasons for why they think the things they think. It's not enough to just say, like, that belief is bad. Because it's like, well, they believe it for a whole bunch of things that are show
My fault, y'all.
they believe this because of these reasons. And if you want to change people's beliefs, we have to talk about the underlying reasons for why they think the things they think. It's not enough to just say, like, that belief is bad. Because it's like, well, they believe it for a whole bunch of...
Juju, I'm really doing this for you too, because I know you see the shit. That nigga is cold with his debates. You feel what I'm saying? The fact that he even leave any of these debates feeling some sort of regret, like his mission to blue pill a lot of these red pillars, I feel like that's a good mission. Like, I used to be passionate like this. Like, I used to want to work with the people who just was the most ignorant. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like, or it's no purpose of talking to the people that feel like they already made it, or they have, you feel what I'm saying, and not monopoly on these conversations. No, I want to talk to, the most ignorant people. You feel what I'm saying? You just go through so many bouts of just losing patience. Like, I'm the type of person, but I swear to God, I'm living vicariously through him. I am. Like, they don't want to talk about that. And the reason why Destiny, people like Destiny, white men like Destiny, you're going to see more of them in our black spaces, because they going to hear the black manosphere growing, but they also going to be like, bitch, what are you talking about? Like, black women are leading in the most employed people. Black women are the highest employed people in America. Why are you running your mouth? You understand? So, yeah. I appreciate Destiny. I don't feel like, oh, this white boy this, oh, he liberal that, or whatever. No. And he have a lot of nuance to even the trans conversations or whatever. He's been in the social justice warrior space. Everything that I be saying about these gender fluid trans people, yo, he be saying that shit. He be saying my exact thoughts. I be like, Destiny, go the fuck in, yo. Destiny, go the fuck in. Like, he be going the fuck in. You can't fuck with Destiny. Like, he's cold. People want to be stuck on a negative, yet now black women are turning into celebrity. Nobody wants to talk about the healing of the mental health that's going on, but people are for black people. Listen. That's why I say, hold on. MD, y'all got Trump. MD and Black said they got Trump. I'm like, no, let me pull out my liberal situation. You feel what I'm saying? My liberal debates that I like watching. You feel what I'm saying? Teach, Juju, teach. And Juju understand where I be coming from, man. Like, I swear she understand me.
They like, that belief is bad, because it's like, well, they believe it for a whole bunch of things that are true and real to them, at least. So you have to address all of the underlying things that they believe before you can change the overlying belief. So if I'm having a conversation with somebody, it'll be like, okay, why do you feel this about that, and that? Okay, I understand that. Maybe like a better way to solve that would be like this or that instead of this thing. So to what degree do you have to empathize with the person's worldview versus pushback? That's always the hard one. When I'm talking to other people, it's almost always me stepping as much inside their bubble as I can. I have to like live and breathe their worldview and be able to speak their worldview in order to like navigate their thoughts. Because my worldview is I'm not even using this as an insult. I don't know if I am a little bit autistic or something, but when I break apart things, I just want to see like study, fact. That's how my mind works for everything. That's what I like to see. Like personal stories don't do much for me. Narratives don't do much for me. Just show me like the data and the studies or whatever. But for other people, I think most brains are more human than that, and they tend to see things that more kind of like surreal pictures that are kind of painted, and the brush strokes are way broader, and they don't care about the itty bitty tiny fact. So if I'm talking to somebody else and I'm trying to get into their head and I'm trying to change their mind on things, I'm going to be stepping into their world, and I'm going to try to be working through that framework. Really good example might be, we'll say like when it comes to trans issues from...
That's also my debating style too. Like, I be trying to really try to get into the person's head. I want to get into that person's head because I'm going to rebut everything, bitch, that you think that you motherfucking know. Okay, empathy is not bad in a debate. Okay, empathy is not bad, motherfucker. You gotta really open your mind. You can't rebut uh somebody's ways of thinking if you don't need to understand properly, fully how that person is thinking.
Minors, okay. 16 or 17-year-old needs to get on puberty blockers. The way that I want that debate to play out is let's look at all the data. Let's see what are the outcomes. Let's see what are the processes for getting a medication, and then we'll evaluate all of that, and then we'll go in whatever points more favorably. But that's wholly unconvincing to most people, right? So as a parent, if I'm having that conversation with another parent, the easiest way for me to have that conversation is like, hey, we both have kids. Imagine how horrible it would be if we felt like our kids needed help and the government was trying to get between us and their doctor in that conversation. That might be how that talk plays out, which I think that's a really good argument, because I think there probably are times when the government should get in between it, but I'll have that conversation because now I'm in a world where they understand what I'm saying. I am resonating with the way that they feel about things, and I can make progress with the way that they're kind of viewing the world because I'm talking in a language they understand.
Speaking of black women, we're going to get into this debate that Destiny did, right? Destiny went viral in the black sector because a black manosphere, misogynistic asshole named the Angry Man pulled up to his stream, right? Trying to debate him. Got fucked up, okay? Severely fucked up. He wasn't ready. This man was also playing video games while he did it too.
Let this dude run away. Soon as you said my name, he talking about he gotta go. Nah, don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Don't go nowhere. Stay your ass right here. First of all, Bernard, I don't know what you doing up here, bruh. To go back to what you said, men rarely act like children. Women almost always act like children. Men built this world and continue to maintain this world. If women took a day off today, if all women took a day off today, no one would give a shit. If all men took a day off today, the world would come to a crash and halt. What are you talking about, dude?
Are you screaming at me or him?
I'm screaming at you.
Okay, well, firstly, you came here acting like a child, saying men don't act like children, so I think that's very funny.
Okay, first of all, number one, hey, hold on.
I'm not able to respond to your whole statement because you're going to sit here and scream the whole time. Okay, if that's what you want to do, go for it. I have an 11-year-old kid, so I'm used to somebody just screaming the whole time. Go for it. Yeah, what do you got?
First of all, dude, you're acting like a woman.
Not for nothing, but Destiny got an 11-year-old kid. Okay, shout out to Destiny's son or daughter, whatever.
Don't tell me how to talk.
Gotcha.
Okay, just because a man raises his voice does not mean he's acting like a child. Do not do that shaming tactic crap with me.
I'm just making an observation. You can scream and whine all you want. That's fine. I'm all here for your crying, dude. I'm here for your emotional outlet, okay? I'll play the woman part and you can treat me like your mom, but that's what you want to do, dude.
Address what I'm saying.
But I'm acting like a woman? What do you want me to say? How am I supposed to address that?
Chill with the shaming tactics. Be a grown man and address my talking points.
Okay, I didn't hear any yet. What were your talking points? That if all men took the day off, the world would fall apart, and if women took the day off...
Would you like me to repeat it?
For a lot of the men that succeed, they can only do so because women are holding it down at home, right? Bullshit. These guys get... Bullshit. Who the fuck is taking care of the kids when men are out working?
There are plenty of successful multi-millionaire men that do not have children and are not in relationships. Try again.
Okay, so do you think that the goal of men shouldn't be to have children?
The goal of men is to continue to make sure this world spins. Some men may choose to have children, others don't. Multi-millionaire men can have surrogate women and have people watch their kids or send their kids to freaking boarding school. Try it.
Yo. Really? I can't.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess in the world where men are buying surrogate women and are sending their children to boarding school at age 0.
You want to know the scariest thing that I realized, right? Men try to paint this picture about how things would work without having us make the babies. It's just like, sir, if women decided to never sleep with a man again, okay? If we decided to never... The whole thing about it is we can make that decision and the earth will continue on only based off the fact that you men will not stop exploiting your sperm. You can do that. You can leave us the fuck alone. But there will always be a man that wants to bust that nut. I mean, fully bust the nut, because y'all don't even really like condoms like that. Yeah, you just want to bust all in her. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not even going there, sir. Like, we're not. We're not.
Worked at by men as well. Bro, I don't know what you want me to say.
Y'all exploit y'all sperm too much.
What are you talking about? Buying women.
What do you mean getting surrogate women and sending their children to boarding school?
Don't women get surrogate women?
Tell me what you mean when you say surrogate women. What are you talking about? Just somebody to watch it like a babysitter? Or are you talking about like a surrogate, like have a child?
Surrogate women. All because they don't want, he like, all this talk about tradition. He said, fuck the traditional family. Fuck actually trying to heal the relationship between black women and black men. And how do we start there? That motherfucker went straight to surrogate women. Okay, angry man.
Talking about, because you seem to have difficulty understanding. If a man is a multi-millionaire and he doesn't want to deal with the issues of being in a relationship and he decides he wants to have children, he can get a surrogate mother to have a child for him, or he can adopt a kid.
Sir, y'all faithfully express that y'all don't give a fuck about your child. Here's the reason why. Because the wear and tear that it puts on a woman's body. The fact that we even have to go through that, and then we finally get to push that baby out our coochie, and then we gotta hold the baby. We are going to be more attached to the child than y'all. Y'all really don't give a fuck. Stop trying to make it seem like y'all just gonna be out here adopting and shit, like, without, like, cut it out, bro. Cut it out. Seriously. Yo, I ain't even see that. Oh, now I see. No, I did see Destiny versus Saint the Sinner. That interview was good as shit. Yo, he lit Saint the Sinner up, yo. And I don't know what's like. Is it just me, or Saint really going down a drain as like the worst troll on YouTube? Because he really used to come with that fire, at least a little bit. Like, I don't know. He used to love his debates, yo. He used to be funny. He used to actually kind of be balanced. Now he's like trash now. He's trash. Like, the way he did on Destiny's show, it was just bizarre. It was weird. You should speak on next stream, do a little presentation. Men trauma of losing their virginity at 8 to grown women. There is some good ass conversation out there. Yes. I have to talk about that. Child, them streams where I be getting emotional on that, because men make me mad because they don't see it or whatever. I'm gonna find some conversations and talk about that, because I know you want to hear it. But because you remember when Rude turned around and said, I got so much conversation, don't even get me started, because Rude had me tripping because he said that 16-year-olds that don't you know how, like, a grown-ass woman, I'm going to finish this review very fast. I just wanted to say this. You know how grown-ass women get caught with a teenager in high school? He said the teenager deserved to get arrested. Because he was just like, oh, yeah, because they be big as shit trying to have sex with the lady and all that. I don't know why he said that. That shit just threw me off. I said, damn. Like, so if y'all getting touched by a grown-ass woman, it's really men out there that believe that 15-year-old, that 14-year-old, if he's physically taller and bigger than that lady, he should get locked up. Like, I don't think men understand. They don't create good narratives based around their own manhood and boyhood that's conducive to y'all growth. And y'all really need to start calling out some of this bullshit. Like, that's straight up patriarchal bullshit.
The ability to have someone watch that kid for him without being in a relationship.
Okay, I'm going to repeat this because you're having
without
trouble,
being in a relationship.
You're really emotional understanding my question, so I'll ask one more time. What do you mean by surrogate woman? What do you mean by surrogate woman?
You're deflecting.
I just asked you a question. You just deflected again.
You don't know the
You're
definition
doing
of a surrogate mother? You don't know the definition
All
of
right,
that?
real quick, y'all, real quick.
Not real quick. You don't know the definition of a surrogate mother?
I'm trying to figure out how you're using it.
Destiny. Come on, man. Come on, man.
He made a simple point. You're saying that men need women.
Men don't have $30,000. What the fuck is he talking about? Men already decided that women were surrogates. They busting her and keep it pushing. What the fuck is he talking about? Sir, please.
No, but I mean, you're gonna have to get a babysitter or something, right?
I mean, yes.
Are those babysitters usually men or women?
It could be either or.
Okay, so
Aren't you the new age guy that thinks everything is freaking, gender neutral and equal? Why couldn't it be a guy?
I haven't said anything about everything being gender neutral and equal.
Nobody feels comfortable with letting a man watch their goddamn children. Nobody feels comfortable doing that shit. We not doing that.
I think that
Nobody's
I'm
doing
just trying
that.
to figure out like
my bad. I'm making an assumption. You're the one with the blue hair.
Fuck, there are so many things I could say right now, but it would power your shit. Like I don't want to hear you cry.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Damn it. My goddamn finger touching shit. Hold on, y'all. Let me pull it back up. Because he got ate the fuck up in this debate.
He can adopt a kid, but he still has the ability to have someone watch that kid for him without being in a relationship.
Okay, I'm going to repeat this because you're having trouble, probably because you're really emotional, understanding my question. So I'll ask one more time. What do you mean by surrogate woman? What do you mean by surrogate woman?
You're deflecting.
I just asked you a question. You just deflected
yes,
again.
You are. You don't know the
You're
definition
doing the
of a surrogate
This is
mother? You don't know the definition.
All right, real quick, y'all, real quick.
Not real quick. You don't know the definition of a surrogate mother?
I'm trying to figure out how you're using it.
Destiny. Come on, man. Come on, man.
He made a simple point. You're saying that men need women, and he was just pointing out that there is a way for men to ultimately raise a kid without a woman.
Yeah, I'm just curious. When he says surrogate, is he just saying?
Single dad. Men can raise kids without women. We can.
Well, no, but you're gonna have to get a babysitter or something, right?
I mean, yes.
Are those babysitters usually men or women?
It could be either or.
Okay, so
aren't you the new age guy that thinks everything is freaking?
You're gonna have men around your babies to prove a point to women about what? After telling your daughters that most men are predators. Okay, sir.
Gender neutral and equal? Why couldn't it be a guy?
I haven't said anything about everything being gender neutral and equal, but that's cute if you think that. I'm just trying to figure out like the.
My bad. I'm making an assumption. You're the one with the blue hair.
Fuck, there are so many things I could say right now, but it would power your shit. Like I don't want to hear you crying about I can't do it because the problem is if I say shit to you about the way that you look, I'm gonna get canceled by your entire crowd. So I'm gonna peace. It's fun.
Is this a rage quit? It's the
shit to this guy, dude. It's like beating up a fucking 9-year-old. This is like arguing with a retarded child. What the fuck am I supposed to say? This is a bait for me, right? I'm rolling around in the mud.
This is who thousands of black men love him.
This guy's gonna go home the same as he always has been. So it's been fun. I enjoyed it.
Destiny, real quick. Hold on. Damn, Destiny, let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Did you know about Angry Man before today?
No, I had no idea who this guy is.
Okay, because it seems like when I mentioned them that you start trying to leave, so I was thinking maybe it was some.
No, I've got a thing scheduled in about an hour and a half. There's another person I was supposed to talk to, so I didn't want to completely cut that out because I randomly jumped on your show. That person messaged me about 20 minutes ago. If you want to set up another combo, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Same time. We can talk for as long as you want. We can scream at each other.
All right.
I can help you work through your emotions and everything. Angry Man.
You talk to Angry Man tomorrow?
Yeah, I start at 12 EST, and I'll be streaming for 4 hours.
All right, I want to ask that one. I want to
through his femininity. He seems like he's got a lot of things he wants to talk about.
Hold on.
First of all,
wait a minute. Let's get it set up.
You know that, sir. Stop.
Let's get it set up. Let's not talk past the date, okay? Destiny, you're gonna be on 12 PP and 12 what? AM?
We can have 1 p.m. tomorrow EST if you want. I'll be free for 3 hours.
1 p.m. tomorrow EST.
Yeah.
Let me look at this just pearly things and Destiny. Because he fuck her up too. Yo, the way,
Why is it every time we bring up?
it is something wrong with Black conservative people. Okay, I understand it's multiple groups. I understand. I just listened to a whole Twitter podcast yesterday of Black conservative people. They was talking about reparations, my nigga. And to my understanding, most conservative Black people believe that reparations is just a fucking handout, right? But the conservative Black people that are overtaking a lot of the social media spaces, right? They let on white people say that slavery wasn't that bad and shit like that. And then, of course, Black people start revealing our secrets and telling this white girl that Black people don't even believe that all Black people shit. Not all Black people believe in reparations neither. And you got Black people that don't even believe the slave trade ever happened. And you can even go into that space, just pearly things, and you can see. Don't tell that white girl our secrets of the most ignorant Black people in our community. Right? It's a mess.
Men's issue. We have to bring up women. But if we bring up women's issues, it's not but men. We don't see that.
I think the problem is because when these communities exist, it feels like none of you guys can ever like talk about your issues without constantly deriding the other side. Like you yourself, when you did that big interview with, I don't know, it was the Vice panel, you said, "Oh, I think women have it easier than men."
I do.
Like, yeah.
Overall,
so that's great. Okay, that's fine. But the issue is that every time these like communities form, they seem to not ever be able to focus on themselves. They constantly have to throw the other side of the bus too. Like there are ways in life, there are areas in life where women absolutely have it easier than men. You bring up things like the draft, right? Or expecting to stay home and work, whatever. But there are other things where men have it way easier too. When we talk about legislation, for instance, that like favors man over women, the easiest thing I can think of in the United States is abortion. If men got pregnant, you could get an abortion on every gas station corner block in the United States with no questions asked, guaranteed. Because it's a woman's issue, we talk about it in a way different light. I think that there are...
It's free up to 6 months here.
I'm
up to 6 months.
Hold on. Oh my God. Wait, is my mic on? Mm-hmm. Okay, because I thought I said in America, and you just totally ignored that. And we're both Americans, so I don't know why you said that. Okay, yeah. So.
Wow! Wait. Y'all gotta forgive me. I watched this literally 5 fucking times, and I literally did not know what that just meant until now. And I just, when she said that, when she was like, "It's free up to 6 months here." And then definitely looked at her like, "Bitch, you American too. You're not from England." Like, cause she lived in England or whatever the fuck. Like, I didn't even realize what the fuck that meant until now.
No, you were being polite. You totally just pivoted. You accused her of being bad faith.
But this is like, I'm being very polite. I've been polite to you the whole time.
Sure. Well, you just accused her of being bad faith, and I said in America, that's an example of a law. And then you're like, well, here in London, I don't know what it is here in London.
Okay, and if we
to be honest with you, it was me that asked the question, and I'm.
No, yeah, sure. I'm just saying that everybody has their issues, and it's hard to ever say like what. But like you guys even talked about earlier, there's a common red pill language. Who has to take more accountability? Who has to take more accountability? Men can turn their lives around way easier than a woman can, right? Like a guy can go through all sorts of stuff, be in jail, kill people, get shot, do all these things, and at 35 come out like a reformed guy. Okay, a woman gets pregnant at 24, and now she's got too much mileage for any guy in here to ever want to fuck with, right? So I think that's just different ways.
Bro, I would need y'all to understand how deep what he said is. It was a certain point in history where if a woman got raped, okay, don't you know how in biblical times in the Bible, I used to get so mad at this biblical law, right? But now I understand. Now I understand the history of women. I understand why it's in there. Do I still like it? Absolutely not. In the Bible, it permits women to marry their rapists. It's advised for women to marry their rapists. Now, a lot of people are just like, oh, you know, why is it like that? It's just like, okay. They say if the woman's not already married, she has to marry her rapist. And the reason why is because she would end up constantly being raped over and over again anyway. Right? Because people would just look at her as trash. Right. And if she wasn't able to conceal the fact that this rape took place and, you know, it wasn't secretive and stuff like that, she could go lay down with her husband. And because there's not no blood falling down in the bed or whatever, he could be like, oh, she dirty. And then she could be deemed like she could be basically written off as like a prostitute, and she can become like a street beggar. So her best bet to have provision of a man after that rape was concerned or whatever was to marry the man who took away her dignity. Like nobody wanted to marry her after that. Somebody took away her virginity. Took it. Like not just took it, like she consented to it. Nobody gives a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? So just the fact that that existed in history, you can only imagine that no, women do not have it fucking easier than men. I'm not going for that narrative. It's bullshit.
There'll always be a simp.
There'll always be someone.
There'll always be a simp.
I don't know.
Why is
Yeah.
that simp?
There'll always be a simp. Like, look at it right there. You couldn't even give that a little bit. You couldn't even give that a little bit, right?
I was triggered.
Okay. You did it. You triggered me. You did it. You triggered me. Okay, got it.
Single mothers can be.
They funny as shit.
Hold on. You just did it again. Being a single mother sucks.
Yeah.
Everybody here agrees it. So why even say that? Single mothers get married all the
No,
time.
because you said it was over. You said it seemed like, and maybe I'm misconstruing you, so please don't go crazy on me. But it's like at 24, you said it's over if she has too many miles.
That's what you got.
More miles for any guy to fuck with her. And I said, no, that's not true. Single mothers get married remarried all the time.
Sure, they might get remarried, but your dating selection, if you're a single mother,
It's correct. It's
And not for nothing, it doesn't help. Like, listen, it doesn't help that there's thousands of men now trying to spew and trying to advise other men to not date single mothers or whatever. But that, when it comes down to the opposite of women shaming single fathers or whatever, you're just starting to get that. And that's only because the manosphere has been so vocal about fucking things single mothers. And it's just like, well, the childless black women, they also don't want to marry you or be with you if you're a fucking single father. So there's that.
yeah, your options are different.
But most single mothers can still date an average guy.
Yeah, and most average guys still date average women. You can't even admit that, and it's true. It's true. I'm so sorry, I just fell over you. But it's absolutely true. Like, you're so worked on that. Wait, yeah, and you can wait. I just want to read. So you're telling me out here that single mothers are having an easier time than average guys.
So wait.
But okay, good. That was an odd.
Why? So which is it? Is a single mother's having a hard time, or like is like men saying like, these single mothers at the bottom of the barrel? Are you just trying to put that energy out there because you want to change law of assumption so no single mother can ever get married? What the fuck is going on? Like, it's just sad.
Put your head.
Damn it. Hold on, y'all. Now this is when he talk about Andrew Tate.
Made me feel loved. I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. I cry all the time, by the way. It's like it's no big deal. So he really made me feel loved. And then he flipped like that.
Can't it be said that that's common in a lot of relationships, right? Like, no, you don't think so? You don't think guys in general will tell girls what they want to hear? Once they get what they want, they kind of flip? Go ahead.
Without getting too deep at all, just because I want to trash everybody, okay? When I listen to the dating advice and everything given by the red pill community, most of it is the most virgin-y insult that I've ever heard in my life. Like the idea that one guy can juggle 5 women and they'll feel more competitive for it is bullshit. But if you watch Tristan's videos on picking up women and the strategies that he talks about, he is very clearly very experienced at what he does. But it's not the normal of you're trying your best when you're meeting a girl initially. It is a whole series of tactics that are optimized to take advantage of somebody's.
Hold on. Yo. Retarded ass. Listen me the fuck off, yo.
Optimize to like take advantage of somebody's like vulnerabilities and to make them feel as special as possible in a short amount of time as possible, while like not really being forthcoming with like your intentions.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you guys, let's just put Tristan Tate aside. There's a whole fucking realm of books and categories from pickup artists that is dedicated to this exact subject.
What's it?
To basically villainize and to, whether it's Tristan or Andrew or any one particular guy, guys, like I always say this all the time, guys want women. Women, girls just want to have fun. Fun costs money, so men need to go make money. And why do men need to go make money? Because men want women. There goes the circle of life. So men are constantly reading books and watching videos in order to improve getting women. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
There's a difference when it's misleading.
How do you mean misleading?
Yeah. As in, if I tell you that, like, you're the most, like, if you're fucking a girl in the middle of fucking her, you find out that she's got a body count of 10,000, right? How do you feel?
That's the biggest whore in the world, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, and it'd probably be a horror to you, right? Well, if some guy is talking to you in a particular way and you feel like you're a special person, and then you find out he said the same shit to 100 other women in the past month, it's the same feeling, right?
Well, let's remove Brody there because you're 25 now, 24?
I'm almost 25 now.
Okay, she's an amazing person. This is 4 years ago. She's way better for it. She's beautiful, amazing girl. So let's just move Brody aside.
It's okay. I was involved. There was.
You have experience with this, but well, here's what I want to say about this. Then I'll come to you. Men, you know the old adage: women fall in love with their ears.
Wait, stop.
Men fall in love with their eyes.
Yeah, don't.
Men like really pretty women.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's a.
It's like a way to avoid the conversation, right? I don't care about the old adage. Listen, I do a thing where if I'm really into a person, everybody does this. Every guy does this. Every girl does it.
What I'm saying is
really
men lie and women lie. Men lie with their mouth. Women lie visually. You ain't that tall. Your heels. You got heels. You were 5'3", now you're 5'6". Your titties ain't that big. You have a C cup. Now it's a fucking triple D cup.
Yeah, but as a guy, you know they're wearing makeup. If you really think a woman looks like that, that's your fault.
Like women will lie visually, and men will lie verbally. Whether that's Tate or whoever, that's just human nature.
Do you think any of these three women right now aren't wearing makeup?
I think they're all wearing makeup.
Okay, so when you say they lie visually, we know that's part of like the social accepted thing is that like you're wearing makeup, you're wearing high heels. You can see who's got high heels on, right? It's not like a deception, right? You know what's going on. But when a guy is trying to misrepresent to a girl that there's like he's like reserving himself for a special monogamous relationship and he's got like some plans in the future, but he's only doing that. If you want to talk about adages, we have a name for that. It's called a fuckboy, right? That's exactly what that is. It's not just you don't get women by being a fuckboy. You play women by being a fuckboy, right? If you want to be really romantic at the beginning of a relationship and that kind of falls off because you suck at like maintaining it, that's a fundamentally different thing than I've got like explicit strategies that I use to try to get a woman to fall in love with me so that I can fuck her and get what I want and then ditch her and like.
Well, let me ask you this, right? Destiny. Yeah. You're a pretty straightforward guy.
Of course.
Are you trying to tell me you've never used a pickup line? You've never told a girl, hey, by the way, I'm pretty big on Twitch over here. You've never used anything to basically meander your way into a woman's heart just a little? I'm sure you have.
There would be a difference between me going to a girl and be like, hey, I'm big on YouTube and blah, 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 versus like, hey, I'm going to like dump my wife and like live with you. Those are two fundamentally different things.
Bro.
No, that's not an extreme. That is the level of like playing we're talking about, right? If you look at, I can't speak to her situation, but if you look at like the past logs, tons of them between Tristan, Andrew, and the girls they talk to, a lot of it is represented like I need you to be loyal to me. I need to make sure that you love me more than anyone else. I need to make sure that you're going to be there for me, and I'll be there for you as much as you want. You're going to be the only girl. Like they talk about these things, and they get
love bombing. I believe.
No, it's not love bombing. It's deception and lying.
All right, let's let Brody get a word.
It's hard to admit that you've been manipulated when.
That's true. That's true. And when I talk about like consent and stuff like that, and the weird thing about consent in relationships and being a pickup artist and like the laws on like sex trafficking and stuff like that, it can get really blurred. And that's why I try to tell people just be more meaningful. Even if you just want to go out there and fuck, just is nothing wrong with taking your time and developing some type of rapport with the person that you just fucking, because bro, like all these consent laws and just knowing that if you have to talk a girl out her panties, she's not worth you doing any type of amount of time in jail, because she could just regret it later on and then go tell the police. And we don't know what type of rape in general, even the barbaric kind, is really hard to prove. But shit, when it comes down to certain, like, I guess, organizations and spaces and stuff like that, what might seemingly to the outside seem like a cult, that person has a case. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people out there that's into some freaky deaky type shit and don't even realize that what they're doing on a large scale is just inappropriate, like Andrew Tate and his brother. Let me see. I wanted to review something else. This other clip that I wanted to review. Where is that other clip that I had where he was talking on there? Oh, here we go.
I think it's amazing that young people are radicalized, because when you're young, you should be radical. It's age appropriate, but they have way too much power and voice now on Twitter. Like, nobody should really be listening to your policy takes when you're 19 years old. Nobody should really care how you feel about minimum wage when you've never worked a job before. Like, I think it's amazing that young people are radicalized, because when you're young, you should be radical. It's age appropriate, but they have way too much power and voice now on Twitter. Like, nobody should really be listening to your policy takes when you're 19 years old. Nobody should really care how you feel about minimum wage when you've never worked a job before. Like, these are conversations, and it's not even so much that like you're young and it's just like having that life experience. It will change everybody. You will never find a 30-year-old that says, you know what, at 20 I really did have it all figured out. I'm glad I had that here. Like, nobody says that at 30. One of the emails I got, I don't know if you followed my whole fucking Vosh manifesto arc or whatever when I was doing that thing. Yeah. But in one of the parts where I solicited emails from a lot of my trans audience, just to get, I need to understand everything here, because this is like, there's so much crazy shit. One interesting email that I got from somebody was, there were a few like lines, streams of thought that were consistent through and through. And one person, they affirmed that, and it was kind of like talking about how like radical a lot of these like trans people can be that are young on college campuses and shit on the internet, blah, blah, blah. But one interesting thing they pointed out was that like, these people are radical and these people are fucking cringe. The reason why, though, is because for a lot of these people, especially if they're trans, they've spent like their whole life feeling really sheltered over this and getting bullied about it and having a horrible fucking experience. So, of course, when they come onto the internet and they find communities to support them and they have the ability to like lash out at these other people that they've seen in their real life attacking them over and over again, what do you expect a 20-year-old to do? And I was like, do that for me. Like, yeah, you know what? That actually makes sense. It reminds me of like I did it when I was 20 and I was an atheist online. Everybody fucking does cringe shit like that. Like, yeah, religion and blah, 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 blah. So I empathize with it. But goddamn, they've got so much power today. That's like before it was like, you're a college kid and you're crazy, but now it's like, you're a college kid and you're crazy and you just cost me $250,000 a year job. Fuck, like it's way different now, you know? Yeah.
I never thought about it like that. I mean, I do think about it like that. I be trying to explain that to people on here when we get into discussions. Like, hold on, y'all. Hold on.